single one of them is Death
Oh
deliberately
god,
picking the
this one was
slowest
such a
option
tease.
available. That means we gotta give
This one was a tease. And how does she not see? How does she not see that nail there? Why Final Destination makes no sense. And bye, Cheeky Chucky. We've done a good amount of horror on the page lately, and I want to keep that going. If you guys don't remember, I actually started off with like true crime and horror stuff, so it's kind of fun to get back to form. But you already know the original video will be in the description below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hype up the video. And without further ado, let's get it!
Death is supposed to be silent and inevitable, and then
Death.
you take a look at Final Destination,
Death.
where Death sends the protagonist a preview, then a list, then a schedule. Why? Oh, and supposedly
Yeah, in
he
Final
has
Destination,
rules, but he
Death
broke
has
them
no chill.
every single movie.
He has no
Films are
chill.
not the only things that make no sense.
What's a
but
rule without breaking
there is
it?
a reason this franchise has run for 6 films, and it has nothing to do with Death. So
Wait, did you guys see that, the scene from Final Destination 2? If you've seen Final Destination 2, you know what scene I'm talking about. But I can never drive behind log trucks ever again.
what's that reason? To get to that reason, we first have to walk through everything wrong with this franchise. Or, well, wrong.
What's wrong with it?
Because I love the franchise, really. Just things that don't add up. There's a lot. And the first thing appears.
Wait,
before
but
Death
2
has
plus
even
2
shown
does
up
equal
himself.
5.
Alex Browning is on flight 180. He gets a vision of the plane exploding, and, obviously he freaks out. And he gets a group off the plane explodes, and
As anyone would.
that's
As
it.
anyone would.
And it's the move that breaks the franchise. Death.
And this is
the
what made them think he
antagonist of
planted a
this
bomb or
entire story.
something.
Death's
Which I
whole
get
job
it.
is silent
I
and
would think he was
inevitable.
like
So why is he sending Alex a nice little
a
trailer? What
plane
does he
blower
get out of
upper.
warning the target?
I
The
would think so.
franchise has answers, and none of them survive thinking about.
Well, he's
for
just
more than 10
petty.
Seconds. Defense
But
1,
Death is just
vision
petty.
Is a gift. A psychic gift from whom?
Come to think of it though. Death is really petty. Death is extremely petty in this universe because if Death is like, oh, you messed up my plan, you were supposed to die at this time. Why can't Death just give them a heart attack in their sleep? Like Kira from Death Note.
Death is the bad guy here. He doesn't hand out gift cards, he kills people. Defense 2. The vision is a curse. A curse from Death that helps the target escape death is the worst curse ever designed. If I curse you with the ability to dodge me, I've lost the fight before it started. And Defense 3, Death needs the order to be witnessed. Whole forum threads on this one, by the way. The idea is Death runs on
Wait,
some
why
kind
does
of
it need to be
cosmic
witnessed?
ledger, and someone has to see the deaths before they happen for them to be properly logged. Which means Death, the supposedly omnipotent Reaper,
Why would that
runs
make
on
sense?
the same paperwork system as the DMV. Maybe ICE is a better comparison.
I hate the
Defense
DMV.
4 is the funniest. This vision happens because the protagonist was never supposed to die in the first place, which means Death made a clerical error and the universe corrected it, so now Death has to spend an entire film fixing his own mistake. The mortician will explain all this later.
Wait, what do you
Once find
mean?
out, he has a backstory.
Wait, no. First off, if you've never seen the movie Candyman, that is Candyman. But secondly, why would Death, so if Death wasn't supposed to kill you, why would he then come back and kill you? That doesn't make
But
sense.
before we actually get to the mortician, someone has to die first. And that guy is tough.
Oh, wait,
He's at
I
home in
heard.
the bathroom.
Oh, him.
Average day.
Oh,
The
yeah.
toilet is leaking.
Here's the
Water
thing,
spreads across
Death
the
just
floor.
be-
He almost slips a few
Death
times.
just does
I mean,
stuff.
he just misses the spilling water.
Like, there
goes
are
out
so
his
many
ear, pulls some
ways.
hair out of his nose, but then he starts taking clothes off a clothesline strung above his bathtub. This is the point where Death would, and
That's kind of dangerous. I mean, you can just hang your clothes up outside. Why would you hang them up in your bathroom? That I don't
the
get.
universe just stop his heart. Death is omnipotent, and he could pick any method he wants. He picks the clothesline. Todd slips and falls forward, rips the clothesline off the wall, and it loops around his neck. Now, he's hanging in his own bathtub and choking, and he tries to climb out.
I always thought about this when it came to like this particular scene. Couldn't he just like, stand up? And even if he said, oh, his feet are wet, he can't stand up. There are walls, and there's like the shower stuff right next to him. He can like prop his hands on there to like raise him up enough to get a breath and calm down. I mean, granted, if he would have did that, then Death would have been like extra pissed and made the next one way worse. But I'm just saying he could have.
Shampoo and conditioner he just knocked over have spilled
Oh
into
no,
the
it was
tub.
the shampoo.
Whoopsie, there goes
No.
traction.
Alright, sit on the
He
side of
reaches
the
for
tub.
scissors on the
No, just sit up on the side of the tub then. Put your hand down, raise yourself up on the side of the tub, and then sit so that you can catch your breath.
doesn't quite get there, and he suffocates 39 days after Flight 180. That is what an omnipotent entity decided was the
Autoerotically.
optimal way to kill a teenager.
Wait,
Now,
would that be autoerotic?
Death could have done the
Would it
same.
be? So if he started, wait, so if he started just like, you know, whacking it right there, like, whack, 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 if he just started whacking it, would that have been autoerotic? Because he didn't choke himself. So, I don't know.
Seconds, but he didn't. He engineered a sequence involving a toilet leak, a clothesline, 2 bottles of healthcare product, a sink full
Wait,
of scissors that were
but
almost but not
didn't
quite
the,
reachable, and a
didn't the water
precise
at the end,
sequence
like,
of
go
slips.
back into
Every
the
step
toilet
had to
thingy?
land. If the conditioner doesn't spill, Todd climbs out. If the scissors are 6 inches closer, Todd cuts the cord. If the leak doesn't start an hour earlier, Todd doesn't slip in the first place. This is the franchise's actual antagonist, and it's more or less coincidence. And I absolutely love it. It gets even better in Final Destination 5. Olivia goes in for laser eye surgery. Her head is clamped. And
Oh
she's
my gosh, oh my gosh, she was so pretty. Oh my gosh, she was so pretty. It broke my heart when she went. Oh, she was so pretty. She was like the prettiest one in the whole movie. Oh my god, it broke my heart what
squeezing
happened
a
to
teddy
her.
bear out of nervousness. Scary, right? The bear's glass eye pops out and falls on the floor. Meanwhile, the doctor leaves to grab a file. A cup of water she left on a water cooler tips over because the cooler bubbles. The water hits the laser machine's outlet, and she tries to reach the emergency stop and knocks the remote to the floor, which presses the activation button. The laser burns through her eye and then her hand. Wait, hold up. Are eye lasers actually the best thing?
No.
I'm rocking negative 2.5 contacts
I
right
would
now,
hope
but
not.
definitely keep them my whole life if this is the only other way to fix them. Back to Olivia, though. She gets off the table, and she's in high heels.
Oh, I need
Of
contacts.
course, she's in high heels. And she trips on the teddy bear eye. She falls out the window, lands on a car, and her actual eye rolls into the road and gets run over by a different car. I have no idea how I'm going to show all of this on screen yet without all that. Should have thought about that sooner, actually. Enjoy the blurs if that's what we end up using. Maybe we'll use badly drawn PNGs. But anyway, Death engineered all of that. Death could have stopped her heart in the elevator on the way up, but he chose the teddy bear.
Yes,
The
why
Rube
doesn't Death
Goldberg
do
kills are
that?
The franchise's signature.
Why
and
does
people
Death-
show up for him. And every single one of them is Death
Oh
deliberately
god,
picking
this
the
one was
slowest
such a
option
tease.
available. That means we gotta get
This one was a tease. And how did she not see? How did she not see that nail there? There's no way she wasn't looking at her feet. And she was like perfectly jumping between the net. God. Oh my god. And see? Stuff like this is why I'm no longer a cheerleader. Well, plus I'm too old. I'm like out of college now. But this is why I would never be a cheerleader again. I don't even know if if I had a daughter, I don't even know if I would make her a
to them,
cheerleader.
right? They make entertainment by making it look like freak accidents.
I know these are gymnasts. I know these are gymnasts, but
everything you see in the movie builds
oh
tension.
god.
We're not gonna question it
Oh
if it makes any
god.
sense. Well, that would be one thing if Death's
Her
rules
spine would be
contradict
gone.
themselves and
Her
keep
spine
creating
is
new ones.
gone.
But what are those rules? In Final Destination 1, the rule is Death takes survivors in the order they would have died on the plane. Save someone, Death skips them and goes to the next person in line. Alex saved Carter, Billy dies next. Clean rule, right? Then, in Final Destination 2, a brand new rule. New life cancels Death's chain. Pregnant women giving birth, people drowning and getting resuscitated, anyone whose existence wasn't supposed to happen yet. They all count. The mechanic was not mentioned in the first film, and the first film also had none of those
Wait,
things,
so
which
why
was
not just
probably
induce
lucky for
cardiac
them.
arrest
in
and
Final
then
Destination 3,
like
warning signs are now
resuscitate?
photographs. Wendy takes pictures at a carnival, and the pictures predict the deaths. Photographs were also not a rule in films 1 and 2. They just are now. Then, in Final Destination 5,
They just spawned in. They just
you can
spawned
kill
in.
someone to take their time. Just murder another human being, and Death adds their remaining years to your account.
So this is like Death Note Shinigami rules. Death Note Shinigami rules. Honestly, I might just do it. If this was the rules and I was aware of it, I might just,
rule has never existed before, and Sam and Peter find out about it in a conversation with the mortician. I'll still come back to this mortician later.
Wait a minute. We kill someone, we get their life? Is that what you're telling me?
And from there, the movie basically turns survival into a murder economy. Nathan accidentally kills someone, Peter takes the rule very literally, Sam ends up killing Peter to save Molly. Every film adds another loophole, and somehow, Bloodworth is always standing nearby, explaining Death like he's worked in customer
Wait,
service for the
I heard a
last-
theory.
He shows up in
I heard a
46
theory that he's
films.
death.
He's the guy who walks into the scene,
I heard that he's
explains
death.
the
I
rule
heard that
writers
theory.
just invented, and walks out. He never explains where he learned any of it, and he never explains why Death lets him walk around freely telling everyone the rulebook. Tony Todd plays him with the perfect amount of do not ask me follow-up questions. For 25 years, he's just there. The franchise's rules guy, and he's cool. Then Bloodlines came out in 2025. Turns out Bloodworth was at the Skyview restaurant in 1969. He was a small child.
I don't think I've
A
seen
woman
this
named
one.
Iris had a vision that
There
the
is a
building
new
was
one?
about to collapse and got a group of people out, including young Bloodworth. Death has been hunting their descendants ever since. Bloodworth survived because the rules say Death can't touch him until Iris.
Wait,
and
they're
all her
hunting-
descendants-
Wait, Death starts hunting descendants now? That's messed up. What about the new life thing? Hold on, so wait, does new life not count when, like, what? No, wait, that's messed up. That's messed up. New life doesn't count when they have, like, children. I thought that was, like, one of the main ways to escape it.
Are dead. Bloodworth has been a survivor this whole time, and he spent more than 50 years walking around watching other people die because Iris saved him in 1969, and the Order has not caught up to him yet. The franchise just retconned its own oldest character into the foundation of the entire universe, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but if I'm right about the retcon, that means the universe didn't have a foundation until 2025. The rules Bloodworth had been explaining for 25 years weren't real. Is that so? Well, I have no idea, actually.
Wait,
I'm a guy
so they
making
were not
some
real
videos
rules?
on YouTube. Don't expect me to have too much knowledge. But the survivors, you can expect more of them. They could have
Ooh,
finished
she's
all of this
pretty.
in week 1. But
And she's
How
gorgeous.
to Beat had already laid it out before. You can just beat him off, f***ing beat Death. Step 1, stop.
I wonder if there's, like, a magical option, because Death is, like, surely supernatural, so I wonder what other supernatural, like, powers exist out there. What if you can literally trap Death? Well, if you did that, though, then everyone would be immortal, and that brings up its own problems. But there should be a way to ward it off. I'm thinking, I would go to, like, a witch doctor or something. Yeah, I would probably just go to, like, a witch doctor or something.
Driving. Death has used cars in every single film. You do not need a car. Walk. Step 2, stop using electricity. Death loves a frayed wire. Cut the power to your house. Light by candlelight. Actually, no, candles are fire. Death
Well,
loves
no,
fire.
well,
Live in the
that,
dark.
yeah, I was just
Step
about to say
3,
that'll
no
start
salons,
fires.
No gyms, no tanning beds, no laser eye surgery, no carnivals, no tower bridges, no Comic-Con, no racetracks.
So basically,
You can live
just do
without a
what Clear
six-pack.
Rivers did.
Step 4,
You can do what Clear Rivers did, where she just, like, put herself in, like, a padded room asylum place and just, like, stay there. Because Clear didn't die until she, like, left. So, I'm just saying. I'm
padded
just
room.
saying.
Lock the door, get a bedpan, order delivery, and expect every package for sharp objects. The delivery guy stays outside. That is a survivable life. Well, at least it was 100 years ago. Nowadays,
Well, not
we
really.
can't live without arguing with strangers online or doom scrolling on TikTok for at least 3 hours a day. But what does the franchise have its survivors do? Carter, having survived the train tracks, once,
There.
takes a Paris vacation with Alex and Clear. A bus crashes, a sign falls.
Why would
and
you
Carter
go
pushes
back
Alex
onto
out
a
of the way.
plane?
The sign swings back and crushes Carter. The number on the sign, 180, backwards. The same pattern across every film. People who watch their friends die in elaborate accidents will, within a few days, return to gyms, salons, racetracks, swimming pools, and roller coasters.
I
And
would not. Oh God, I remember that one. I remember that one. The guy who was like swimming and he went to the bottom of the pool for some reason and his butt got stuck in like the suction thingy and it literally sucked his insides out of his butt. Oh my God. Oh my God. That is like the most horror. No. Oh God. It just like make something fall out of the sky and cut my head off at that point. Electrocute me. I don't care. Just
There,
not
The
that.
script has them do it because if they didn't, the film would last 15 minutes. If any of these characters had locked themselves in a padded room in the bedpan, they would still be alive. They wouldn't feel alive, but they'd be alive. Bloodworth would have nobody to lecture, and the films would have to end. Or Death would just take my suggestion and start stopping hearts. Am I talking in circles right now? Hear me out though. This is the
Again,
moment
why
where
not
rules
just
are
stop the
supposed to matter,
hearts?
where someone says, follow these specific instructions
Like
and you
Kara.
survive. Bloodworth has
Kara
been showing
did
up
it.
for 25 years explaining the order, and nobody listens. The rules don't actually do anything, which the franchise knows. The franchise is known for 25 years, and it kept trying to fix it. Every fix made it worse. Final Destination 4 was called The Final Destination. The title was doing some
The
heavy
Final
lifting. The
Destination.
lore had gotten messy, and the studio basically gave it a name that
Oh, this is the
nobody
one where they
cares.
go to
It
the
came out in
racetrack.
2009, and and critics hated it, the studio took 2
This
years
one
to
was
figure
just
out what to
super unlucky. So the people who were like, I think it was a lady who was like standing outside of like the little arena area, and then like the tire just like flew from the sky and just took her out. That one was super unlucky. That one was like dastardly levels of unlucky.
Then, in 2011, Final Destination 5 came out with a pretty clever fix. For the entire film, we think Sam and Molly are post-Flight 180 survivors of a bridge collapse. The mortician explains the kill someone take their time rule, the bodies pile up, and Sam and Molly make it out. They board a plane to Paris to start their new life. The plane, oh my god, is
No,
Flight
never
180.
go to
The
Paris.
fix was to make Final
Never go to
Destination
Paris.
5
Wait,
a
so
prequel.
then.
Sam, Molly, and the others.
Wait. So then that means they cursed the main people from Final Destination 1, because if they would have never gotten on that plane, the plane wouldn't have exploded, which wouldn't have started the cycle from from number 1. So it's really their fault. It's really their
Survivors
fault.
are the people sitting near Alex Browning at the start of the first film, and the bridge collapse happens before Flight 180. Every survivor we just watched fight for their life dies in the original explosion. That is a great twist, right? It also means the film just retconned the survivors of the first film into part of an even bigger order that came before, which is great for the twist, but bad for the rules because, you know, if death runs sequences forward through Flight 180 in Destination 1 and forward through the bridge in Destination 5, the bridge survivors are the Flight 180 victims, then death is running 2 overlapping queues across the same people at the same time and somehow keeping the paperwork straight. Death should, oh my god, please do my taxes. I'm sure you do it well, right? For 14 years, no Final Destination.
I don't want Death to
series
do my
quite began.
taxes. I do not
So
want
you
that.
thought. Then, in 2025,
He's gonna find a
Bloodlines
way
came
to
out.
like
The
fling
fix
the
this
paper
time
at
was the
subsonic speeds
generational
and take
reset.
off my
Iris
head.
Campbell has a 1969 vision of the Skyview collapse, and she saves dozens of people, including young Bloodworth. Death hunts their descendants for the next 56 years. Iris's
Again,
granddaughter Stefani
hunting their
inherits the
descendants
vision,
is not
and the
fair.
order now runs across bloodlines, which is, again, a great twist. Also, again, bad for the rules. Because if Death has been hunting
Yeah, because
Iris's
new
family
life.
since 1969,
New
then the
life.
Flight 180 deaths and every other Final Destination disaster were happening while Death was already mid-job on the Skyview descendants, which means Death has been juggling multiple multi-generational cues across 6 films and 4 decades. The audience clapped harder, Bloodlines made a lot of money, and the franchise is back. Did anyone come back for the rules? No. The rules are now worse than they are in 2009, and people came back because the kills came back. Bloodlines has
Oh my
its own
god.
absurd opening Rube Goldberg
Was that like
sequence
a
at the
trash
Skyview,
compactor?
and that's what got the audience in the door. Every fix has made the lore more incoherent, and every fix has also made the franchise more popular, which is the whole point, and the lore was never doing the work. And if the lore wasn't doing the work,
Never
what
walk
is?
up on them with a knife.
Honestly,
If you're gonna
Final
do it,
Destination's actual
chuck the knife
product
from
is an
across the room, but
particular
make
kind
sure
of
you
dread.
can hit your
The kind where
target.
you sit in a salon chair and the chair feels different now. Okay, what a horrible way to describe it. Let me try again. It's more or less like suddenly seeing plane crashes on your feet the moment you step into your flight. That particular kind of dread where, you know,
Yeah, that would
statistically
be
you're good,
terrifying.
but
That
still
would be
some fear of what
terrifying.
lingers with every bit of turbulence and every sound, you convince yourself the plane has never made before. That feeling does not care about the rules. It cares that the same things that kill people in this franchise are the same things that almost killed you last Tuesday. The closer the franchise stays to that feeling, the better it works. The further it gets, and the more it has to invent a mortician. The proof is in Final Destination 2. The open sequence on Route 23. Kimberly Corman is driving onto a highway entrance ramp.
Oh
and the
my
logging truck
god, I
ahead
hate
loses
this
its lock.
scene.
Logs hit the
I can
pavement,
never
and
ride
logs
behind
slide
one
through
of these
windshields,
trucks.
SUVs flip,
I
and a
can
garbage
never.
truck plows through cars. A gas tank ignites, and the highway
Whenever I
turns
seen
into a
them on the
fire.
road, I
There
would
was no
always switch
mortician in that
lanes.
scene. There was no kill someone take their time rule being explained. There was a truck full of logs and a highway and physics doing what physics does on a highway when logs are loose. Oh, God, it has been called the greatest car crash scene in movie history. It works because Death is not in it. Death doesn't have to be in it. The accident is what Death does in real life, and the film is just pointing at it, you know, like, hi. Every
Wait,
time the
wouldn't
franchise has
wouldn't
tried
that
to add
mean
rules
Death
that add
is
to
in the
that
scene?
feeling, the rules have weakened the feeling. The trick is the chaos, and the lore is the cleanup. Which brings us back to Bloodlines. Tony Todd played Bloodworth across 4 films in 25 years. He died in November of 2024, rest in peace. But Bloodlines came out 6 months later, with
Wait,
Bloodwood in it
he
for the last time.
he ki-
and the
wait, he
backstory of the
died
character
in
waiting
2024?
whole
He
after
died?
the film is
Candyman
dedicated.
died?
The franchise
No.
grew up, and the character became someone the franchise was clearly going to miss. Bloodworth's last scene is the franchise admitting on screen that the character was always doing more emotional work than rulebook work. He was the one person across the entire universe who had been told he could not die yet, and he was tired. He deserves some rest. And it tells you what the franchise has actually always been doing. Final Destination is a Rube Goldberg machine, and the story doesn't matter, and neither do the rules. Bloodworth exists to walk in between set pieces and explain why the next set piece is allowed. We did not watch 6 films because we needed to know why Iris saved Bloodworth in 1969. We don't care about that part. We watched 6 films for the log truck, the tanning bed, the clothesline in the bathtub,
Oh yeah,
reaction in the kitchen,
mostly the
laser
truck.
eye surgery,
And the
oh
god, I hate that. I
we
hate that
always,
scene.
nobody
She
walks
was so
into a Final
pretty.
Destination
She was
film
so
for the
pretty.
lore
She didn't deserve
and
it.
things to make sense.
If you're
Give us the
pretty
kills
enough, you
and
deserve to
the
live
rules.
forever.
That is the reason the franchise has run for 6 films, and that is what the intro promised. It has
For that scene that they just showed where that lady like fell off of this like skyscraper thing, if I'm her and I'm falling anyway, I'm doing as many flips as I can. I'm just gonna try and make it look cool.
nothing to do with death. The kills are the franchise. So, does Final Destination make sense? No. Does it have to make sense? No. Do slow-walking killers make
No.
sense? No. They should crawl instead of
Yes.
walk. But why? Well, I actually go over
Wait,
that
why
in
should they
entirely
crawl?
separate video that you should definitely watch. You should absolutely watch it. I think it's pretty great.
Okay, wait. I
So,
kind of
click
want to
here
know
for me.
now. I kind of want to know now. I kind of want to watch that video. Why should they crawl? Well, alright, that's the end of the video, and I mean, I guess it doesn't make any sense, but we were never here for it to make sense. We all know that. We were never here for it to make sense. But anyway, the original video is in the description below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and that out of the way. Later, losers. KuroKumo out.